name is Luis Alvarez. I was born in Puerto Rico. I'm married to Sarah Alvarez. We have a 16-year-old son who is starting his junior year in high school. I don't think there was ever a time where Jesus wasn't a part of my life, or God wasn't part of my life. Growing up, I didn't go to church a lot, but I did know of obviously of a Christian church, and I have family members that came to church that were on a regular basis. So I remember when I was younger, they invited me to church, and I used to go. It was very eye-opening. I was younger. Things happened where I stopped going, and so I never forgot that I wanted God to be part of my life. I wanted Jesus to be part of my life. My parents moved here when I was 7 years old. Well, we actually lived in New York, so we lived in New York for about 2 years. My father and my mom, we moved around a lot. My father he was a truck driver, so he used to go with work. My father he was there, but he wasn't there. When I was 11 years old, they split up, and my father left. I never had that relationship. Even to this day, I don't have a relationship with my dad. My family was mainly Pentecostal. That was basically the only church that I knew. Sarah grew up Catholic. So when we lived in Maryland, we started going. We went to church together. Went to Catholic church together. I wanted always to support her, even though in the back of my mind, I was a little skeptical. After we moved back from Maryland in 2013. We were both looking for a church that we can feel comfortable in. Sarah, knowing that I wasn't really feeling the Catholic Church, and she wasn't too. She wasn't feeling the Pentecostal church, so we wanted to find a church that we can both feel comfortable. Kind of like we wanted to just come to a church together and just be able to be with one another. And so we went to a couple of churches around the area here in Bloomfield, and just one day we happened to walk by, and we both said to each other, "Oh, let's Skyline Church, let's go in, let's see what it's all about." The moment we walked in, we saw how welcoming everyone here in Skyline is, from the greeters to concierge, and that meant a lot to us. Just that warm feeling of everyone here in Skyline. And so just one thing to another until we started coming on a regular basis. I signed up for a life group with Robert. It was good to meet with the guys, with the fellas, once a week and talk about the Bible and share stories and just share with one another, and just how supportive all the guys were. I think I started having a relationship with God just shortly after attending life group. I became more and more interested in what God wants from me. I knew that just living the life that I was living, it wasn't good enough. I knew that I needed a change. I needed something more, even though everything on the outside appeared to be fine, and but I felt empty. I needed God in my life, and I knew, and one of the things that even made me want to seek God even more and more was when I saw my wife Sarah get baptized herself last year, and that was very inspiring, seeing her take that step. And so I decided to take the step and give my life to Christ, give my life to Jesus. But I think when I met with Robert that night, we prayed together, and he asked me, "Louis, do you want to be saved?" And I said to Robert, "Yes, I want to be saved." And he says, "Okay, all right." So we both closed our eyes. I said a prayer, and I asked Jesus to to save me, that I want to give my life to Him. There was a tremendous change in my life. It's just I felt it inside. Just every day, just I wake up and I thank God that that He's brought me to where I am right now. I thank Him every day. I thank Him for putting my wife Sarah in my life, because without her, I don't know where I would be. Initially, like, even though I did ask God, to save me, there was still a little doubt. Like, He asked me, "Do you know you're going to heaven?" And I would answer like, "Yeah, I think so." So, it was, for some reason, I had that doubt. I would think I was focusing more at times, like you said, on what I needed to do. I was just so focused on that I thought that if I stumble, that if I do this, that if I watch pornography or whatever, I thought, okay, that's it. I failed. I'm not gonna be saved. Or if I look at another woman or whatever, But so I was just so focused on me changing and doing, like, I felt like, okay, that if I do this, I'm definitely gonna be changed. And what Pastor Chris said to me, said, "No, Louis, you have to focus. God is the one that's going to change you. You have to focus on what He is gonna do for you, how He's gonna change you. Because if I try to just change and just do this and I was just trying too hard, and that was my mistake. I was just trying so hard and to be perfect, to be, because we're all sinners, we're all sinners and we're all made of flesh. And so me focusing on just me and doing, I was not looking at things how, the way that I was supposed to look at them. God is the one that's going to change me from the inside. Trust in the Lord, trust in God. He's the only one that can save you. One day, we're not going to be here. This everything, possessions, cars, all of that is just, material. It's not going to be here. But your salvation, we all need our salvation, and that only happens through Christ. It's Christ the Lord. Just trust in Him, and He'll take you to heaven.